What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video here today on the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is really kind of, once again, a discussion. I've got a lot of these recently, it seems like, but I'd like to hear your feedback on this here and give my thoughts on some stuff in-game as well. But today, we're going to be talking about the go-to weapons, or perhaps maybe some people would refer to them as the most overused weapons in Black Ops 3. Personally, I think that there is a lot of balance in between a lot of the weapons. You guys may very well disagree with that statement, but it's really all down to personal preference and how you feel in-game with some of the weapons you use. I personally don't really use too many weapons that are the same. I do have a couple go-to, which kind of tie into this video, obviously, but because I'm going for dark matter, I do use a lot of weapons that I normally would not. So this kind of brings it back to me in perspective because I'm kind of disconnected from the people that really use one or two weapons in particular the entire time. So I guess let's just talk about the weapons. Well, firstly, let's start all the way back. I first started noticing a trend here probably back in Modern Warfare 3, but we don't want to go that far back because we're just naming so many weapons at that point. We'll go to Black Ops 2. The Black Ops 2 weapons that really started it out for me, I think, in seeing the trends of the most overused weapons were the MSMC and the M8A1, and rightfully so. They were both dominant SMGs and ARs in their respective classes, and then Ghost was the MTAR and the Vector. SMGs were tremendously dominant in that game, and both of those were just ridiculous in range, in recoil control, in fire rate, and in accuracy if you had it. Advanced Warfare was really the Ball 27 or BAL 27. I know a lot of you guys sometimes get upset with how I say Ball 27, but the BAL, the BAL, the Ball, whatever it is, and then the ASM-1 as well were the dominant weapons in Advanced Warfare, and as a result were the most used commonly and perhaps even overused in those games. So what about Black Ops 3? Because really, I see a lot of games where there are people that use the same weapons, but also a lot of games where people use a variety. So I think, to me personally, the weapons that I would see are the most common and overused are perhaps the VMP, the Man of War, the KN-44, and in my personal case, the Razorback. I always go to the Razorback for some reason, but I know a lot of people don't really use that in a vast majority. Now, in my opinion, I think that's probably a fair assumption in a lot of them, save perhaps the Razorback because that's just a personal favorite of mine, but those other three weapons seem to be the ones that have been touched the least bit here in Black Ops 3 with patches, with different changes to weapon stats, all that kind of stuff, and really, I think they're the most versatile as well when you look at all of those. The KN-44 is a weapon that can be used close quarters, and to be able to use those close quarters engagements to your advantage, even though it's a longer range weapon as categorized by the assault rifle category. The Man of War is pretty much the same way, but whenever it's at long range, it's still really nice because though there is a little bit of recoil, the center speed is enough based off the fire rate being a little bit lower that you come back down to a center point that is pretty accurate at that point, so you can spray down at long ranges and still be fairly accurate. Now, the VMP is, though, a little bit more recoil than the other weapons, and especially as of recently, it actually was a lot easier to control if you remember a few months. The VMP is still a monster at range, and up close, it's a bullet hose. Not like the Vesper bullet hose, but a controllable bullet hose, and one that is able to tear through enemies, but it doesn't waste through ammo, and it doesn't send your gun flying upwards. Perhaps that's just my viewpoint here from the games that I've played in Black Ops 3. Maybe you guys see it completely differently, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up here today, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to touch a little bit on the most used weapons here and how they fall into that category of Call of Duty history, where there's each game a couple of weapons that are just statistically overused by everybody, and when you look back at a game, those are the guns you remember. So perhaps these are the ones that whenever we look back at Black Ops 3 in 2 to 3 to 4 years, these will be the guns that we remember. Love to hear your thoughts though down there in the comment section down below. What do you think are the most used weapons in Black Ops 3, and do you think that some of these do get annoying seeing them all the time? Would you like to see players use a little bit more variety in their gameplay? Any thoughts you may have, I'd love to hear them down there in the comments. But thank you dudes so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, rating down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're on that road to 50,000 subscribers. Every little bit does help and is of course greatly appreciated. I'm kind of enjoying these little bit of discussion topics here with this. Hopefully you guys are as well. And finally, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, link is down there in the description below. But my name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and peace.